In today's video, I want to talk about how much of Polkadot's native token called DOT in order to potentially become a crypto millionaire. However, before I continue on any further, please keep in mind that these are all just hypothetical scenarios. There's absolutely no guarantee that any of it is going to happen. And also on top of that, I am not a financial advisor. But with that in mind, let's now take a look at some hypothetical millionaire scenarios. If we take a look at this, if DOT were to go to the price of $40, it would be over a 9x from here. And at that point, you would need to own 25,000 DOT in order to become a millionaire. And 25,000 DOT, by the way, as of right now, is worth $103,250. And now when I say that, some people, they may think, wow, that is such an insane amount. And I agree. A lot of people, they don't even have that much in their entire crypto portfolio, let alone one single crypto. However, I will say this, even if, let's say, someone doesn't have that much to put in, I still think DOT going to the price of $40 is quite amazing nonetheless. And here's my rationale. For instance, if I were to put $1,000 into DOT right now, and let's say DOT during the next bull run were to go to the price of $40, at that point, I would have managed to turn my $1,000 investment into over $9,000. And of course, it wouldn't make anyone a millionaire at that point, but turning $1,000 into over $9,000, in my opinion, is quite amazing nonetheless. And now the next milestone I want to talk about DOT is DOT at the price of $50, which by the way is over a 12x from here. And at that point, in order to become a millionaire, you would need to own 20,000 DOT, which is currently worth $82,600 as of right now. And personally speaking, do I think that DOT could go to the price of $50 during the next bull run? I think it could very well happen, and here's the reason why I think so. First of all, I think that Polkadot is fundamentally spectacular. Polkadot aims to connect blockchains together. Quite essentially, Polkadot is focused on interoperability. And just to visualize what I mean by this, for instance, right, there are many blockchains out there right now. However, for the most part, they are independent of one another. And this right here actually creates a drawback. And that drawback is the fact that these independent blockchains are not able to freely send data and value to each other. Because again, right, they are independent of one another. For instance, when we take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, these are two independent networks right here. And they are not able to freely send data and value to each other. However, there is a solution, and that is where Polkadot steps in. Because through Polkadot, this issue right here is completely eradicated. That is how amazing Polkadot is. Again, right, Polkadot is aiming to connect blockchains together. They are focused on interoperability, and I think they are so amazing. I think they serve such an excellent purpose. And personally speaking, I do believe that Polkadot is focused on the right sector. And the reason why I say that is because I believe that the global blockchain interoperability market has a lot of potential. As a matter of fact, its market size is anticipated to more than triple in size over the next 5 years, which I think is insane. And I think that if anything truly visualizes just how massive the global blockchain interoperability market could very well be in the very near future. And with that in mind, I do think it's fair to assume that Polkadot is definitely focused on the right sector. And I think they are focused on a sector that has a lot of room to grow. And here's an amazing statistic for you. Currently, there is over 1 million holders on Polkadot, and it even has been able to facilitate over 10 million transactions so far. However, it doesn't end there because as of August, Polkadot and its canary network called Kusama actually was ranked number 1 in the world in terms of total crypto development activity. And I think this right here is something to behold because in terms of development activity, they actually beat out the likes of Chainlink, Cardano, Hedera, and many others. And I think that right there is very astounding. And I think ultimately what that showcases is the conviction that people still have in both Polkadot and its canary network called Kusama. Despite the bear market, despite the prices of cryptos being down, we are still seeing this much activity on both of their networks, which I think is a true testament to as to just how special they are. I think clearly still a lot of people believe in their future, and I think a lot of people understand its A+ fundamentals. So when I take into consideration just how special Polkadot is, I don't see why its native token called DOT won't go to the price of at least $50 during the next bull run. At least that's the way I take a look at it. And now I want to take a look at the next price target for DOT, and that is DOT at the price of $62.50. And at that point, you would need to have owned 16,000 DOT in order to become a millionaire, which as of right now is worth $66,080. And when it comes to DOT at the price of $62.50, I do think it is a realistic possibility for DOT to reach during the next bull run, and here's the reason why I think so. And the major reason why I think so is because I believe that the blockchain technology market has a lot of potential. For instance, if we take a look at this, we will see that by 2030, the blockchain technology market is anticipated to be worth over $1.4 trillion, which I think is absolutely insane. And I think that moving forward, as the blockchain technology market continues to grow, I think so will spectacular projects, much like Polkadot. So when I take that into consideration, I do believe that DOT hypothetically could at least go to the price of $62.50 during the next bull run. And now I want to take a look at the next price target for DOT, and that is DOT at the price of $100. And if DOT were to reach $100 in price, you would need to own 10,000 DOT in order to become a millionaire, which as of right now is worth $41,300. And when it comes to this price target, I do think that DOT could hypothetically reach it during the next bull run, and here's my rationale. First of all, I think that the next bull run could be so massive. And the reason why I think that way is because currently we have over 420 million people around the world owning cryptocurrencies. And when I say this figure, some people, they may think, that's not that impressive. But in reality, in my opinion, it's very impressive because when you think about this, right, in 2021, during that massive bull run, at that time, there was roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptocurrencies. And yet, even still, despite that, the bull run that year looked that massive. So just imagine this. What would happen now that we have over 420 million people owning cryptos? In my opinion, when you have that many people owning cryptos, especially during the next bull run, the amount of FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume could very well be through the roof. And when I consider just how massive the next bull run could be, I do think it's fair to assume that Bitcoin could at least go to the price of $100,000. And I think if that were to happen, at that point, the altcoin season, it'd just be insane. And I think that when altcoins start rallying, I think so will spectacular cryptocurrencies, much like DOT. So when I consider just how massive the next bull run could hypothetically be, and when I consider just how incredible Polkadot is, I don't see why its native token called DOT won't go to the price of at least $100 during the next bull run. And of course, that's not a guarantee, but I am extremely bullish on Polkadot, and I think that it is fundamentally fantastic. I think it's spectacular. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it.